Hey y'all, I see Arts Reach over there. All right, we are live on my pages. How we going over there for you, girl? I know y'all can't see us yet. You know, it's a vibe. Let's do a vibe first. Just making sure all of our text is doing what it needs to do. All right. All right. 1 second. We just trying to figure out sound real quick. We're going live on all platforms today. All right. We got a little bit of an echo.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it's better. No, you're in my ear on my phone.
Stuff on restream.
Let me see.
A little echoey.
Somebody said can't hear you. Can they hear us on Facebook?
Gotcha.
Okay, now we can. Okay, all right.
Let us know in the chat if you can hear an echo on your end. Because if so, I'm gonna have to move the phone all the way away.
Facebook, I hear both of you. Okay, all right.
All right, let's roll. Let's see how this double system go right now.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm gonna say echo.
I can hear this one.
Your computer?
Yes, it is.
Is it a way
Maybe
you can push it to the side or angle it somewhere else? Because I see you clear on both, but there is an echo. I can hear it.
Hold on, let me see something. Wait.
And I just move mine even further. Y'all, whoever watching, don't be judging my office now, okay? We waiting to something this thing organized. So don't be judging what you see in the background. Okay? Okay. It is what it is. It's why it's called live. You see everything live.
You seeing it live and right as it is. Let's see. I can maybe put this over here. Let's see.
Oh, while she's getting set up, y'all, how are y'all doing? How are y'all? We wanted to try and see if both platforms work at the same time since Instagram is whack.
Let's see.
It's whack sauce.
Still an echo. I don't know. I don't know if it's working. Got my hand all in the camera.
It's all right, girl.
There we go. Let's see. Is that better, Instagram, or the echo is still there?
Let us know, IG. How is it? And I'm all in the camera. Y'all see all my neck meat. It is what it is, though. Hey, it's all love. We fam, the cultivated fam. Okay, I hear it better. I hear it in my ears. So yay, yay, yay. Let us know how it's working on y'all's end. Let me know. Then we're gonna get started. Jamila says she can hear. Okay, still an echo? Maybe.
Well,
Yeah, so we're gonna say not.
all right. All right.
All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hey, Cultivated fam and Arts Reach fam, because I'm quite sure we're streaming on both channel, all the channels. Okay. Let's see. It appears to be better. No echo. Yes, we did it, girl. High five to us. We did it. We did it. So, as you ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching our page today, I did this series back in January called Our Voices Matter, just highlighting arts educators because our voices matter. And we're oftentimes the ones that are silenced. They don't ever want to hear about us. They always cut us first from the budget, right, Estee?
Listen, trying to make it work with a dollar
Right,
and a dime.
right, girl. We're gonna talk about that. But it was just really important for me to, bring more artists, more arts educators, no matter whether you teach K-12 or teaching arts or however you teach to this space. Why? Because we got IG and we have all these other spaces, like there are platforms everywhere. So why not hear our voices, especially Black voices? Okay. Black women at that. So I'm so happy that you decided to do this with us. I'm like so excited. I finally had a chance to meet you officially in February, even though we was talking on social media prior to then. And just to be amongst your presence and your energy and this beautiful creativity is amazing. So we're gonna get into it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us who you are and what it is you do. I'm me all the way. So what it is do you do?
Okay. Okay. Well, what I create. So I am a multidisciplinary artist by nature. I love all things creativity, whether it's painting, it's poetry. I love to create. It is something that has always been a piece of who I am. It makes me feel complete, really. Like art is what kept me sane. Growing up, I had a lot of things that I was going through. And if it was not for the arts education that I received growing up, I don't think I would be who I am today. I was able to really process through a lot of things that I couldn't talk to anybody about through the arts education that I received. So that's really why I'm very adamant about all kids needing to have arts, because art saved me. Okay. So we need to
Amen.
give all these kids the opportunity to have that same aha moments in their lives.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'm reading Instagram too. Cassandra, if you can't really hear her on Instagram, pop over to one of our Facebook pages and that'll probably be you probably hear us a little bit better. So you can hop over to mine as well, Cultivated Connections Design and Consulting on Facebook or on LinkedIn. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that, Estee, because that's my reason. Arts is healing, and I'm
Yes.
definitely about how healing the arts are. Like it saved my life, just like you mentioned, it saved yours. Oh, that's a whole conversation. That's a whole conversation,
Listen.
girl.
Listen.
Yes, yes. And process
The
helping us process things, information, education, all that. So you told us how it helped you like grow, you know, growing up. It helped you growing up, but let's speak about like your journey as an arts educator. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I'm like interested.
so really things in my life kind of happen like by accident, but it all has purpose, like accidentally moving along and God's like, yeah, no, this is where I want you to be. So I really didn't intend on being a teacher. let me tell you what happened. So I'm working in the film industry and I'm subbing on the side because the film industry is up, it's down, it's whatever. It is what it is. So I'm working on these film projects and I'm substitute teaching. And I get into this school and the kids just really took to me, and at this time, I was on the bus. I was without a car. So I'm catching buses 2, 3 hours to get to these different schools. But this one school in particular was one bus from my house, like literally a 30-minute bus ride, which was the shortest out of all the schools that I had been going to. And they created a position for me. They basically said, "We like you. The kids like you. Please keep coming back." And they created a class for me. And that's
That sounds
kind
about
of
right.
how I ended that's kind of how I ended up in the classroom. I was like, okay, I could do this. Um, and I didn't even start off teaching art initially. They had me in this math class.
Yep, girl, that sounds about right. They just put us anywhere.
Yeah, so I just went with it. And when they found out that I was an artist, we went ahead and created a class.
Hmm.
And that's how that happened. We
Yep.
created the arts class and it was like, okay, yeah, there it is.
Yep, that sounds about right. They'll come up with some of everything and be like, here, with no training, right?
Mhm.
With no training. So since they made up this class for you, which I'm so glad that the children had a chance to experience you, right? How was that for you? Did was it were you providing any mentorship, training, anything? Because I know we've kind of me and you have kind of touched bases on that a while back via IG.
Mm. There was no real training for what I was doing. I was pretty much creating things on the fly, on the go as I went, finding things here and there, piecing curriculums together. And even though that sounds like stressful, I'm glad that it
Hmm.
happened that way because I was able to really create things that worked for me and that worked
Hmm.
for the kids.
Amen.
So that was really it was a blessing in disguise because even though I would be sitting in those professional developments upset because nothing ever applied to me, and I would just be sitting there like, and I'm supposed to use this how? Um,
That part.
I was able to go ahead and work it out and create a program that really fit my kids.
That part. That
Yeah.
part. And Tamara said they don't ever give us any training, right? And I don't know if you've had a chance to watch the series back when we did it in January, but I too have also mentioned that like about what does it mean to write curriculum and things like that. And if you pause before I continue going with our story, if you were on Instagram with us beforehand, there was still a little bit of echo. So I popped us off. And if you're watching from my page right now, you will see me recording from my computer. Kind of like I've been doing. So yeah. So you can still watch it on Instagram. But if you want to actually see us in action, head over to one of our Facebook pages or our LinkedIn pages, or my YouTube. We're on all the pages right now, but Instagram, y'all know Instagram is funky and don't want
Yeah.
us to be great. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure y'all knew what was going on and why we transitioned from how we were set up on Instagram. But yeah, so I've mentioned in the past of there was a moment where I realized had I not been detoured into teacher gen ed, right? Kindergarten and
Mhm.
sixth grade, I probably would have never known how to be a successful educator, let alone dance educator. Like to me, those
Right.
are two different things. Anybody, I'm not gonna say anybody could be a dance instructor. No, I'm not saying that because that ain't true. But those who have the technique are often, thought of as dance instructors and dance teachers. To me, I'm like, no, I want to be an educator first, teacher
Right.
second. I mean, a
Yeah.
dance educator second. Like you should be able to throw anything up at your girl, and I should be able to teach it, right? So that's how I've always looked at the approach, especially once I had to remove myself from the dance space when we first moved up here to Nashville. Like I'm originally born and raised in Memphis, taught a year in Memphis teaching dance, my dream, right? But then we
Right.
got up in here in Nashville. Not for dance. Music, yes, we're Music City. And so I had to one of my mottos is trust the process. I had to trust the process and
Yes.
remember that like God is not gonna steer us wrong. There's a reason why we're
Okay.
doing all these things, right?
Yes. That
And
part.
so I too was kind of just pushed and shoved in a space that was very unfamiliar, but thankful for the experience. So thankful for the experience. Yes, yes. So what has been your favorite thing about being an arts educator? Like, tell me.
My favorite thing about being an arts educator is being able to give kids those moments where they see themselves shine.
Mm,
I've had a few instances where I had students who they were not strong in any of the other
mm,
subjects.
mhm,
So being able to come into my class and see themselves excel and see themselves get those better grades, it boosted their confidence level to a whole nother
mhm,
level. And then I had other students who they were super shy. You
mhm.
couldn't get them to even raise their hand and talk. But after going through, spending some time with me, I brought them out of their shell. And I
Right.
have one student who, like, she still keeps in contact with me, and she started a business off of the skills that she learned in my class. So
Oh, yes.
I'm really, really happy to be able to be that for those young people because
Yes.
you never know who you're going to inspire. You never know who's coming through them doors, and
Mhm.
just to
I
be just to be a part of that is amazing.
I agree wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. I have one child. She's fifth grade now, and she has had some academic struggles over the years. And for Black History, we do Black History doors. We decorate the doors, right? And her class decided to do one about literacy and how literacy is liberation. And she had a chance to write a poem, girl. And I immediately thought about you because I know that's your jam.
Oh yeah, you see, I'm like, oh yes, a
Yes,
poem.
she wrote a poem, and if I find, I'm gonna send it to you, because I think I took a picture of it. And to see her shine in that light and get the accolades and the praise that she deserves on any given day, but specifically in this space that makes her feel whole. I was like, yes, girl, that's my baby. Yes. Like
Yeah.
I was so excited for her because children know when they are struggling academically. They know that.
Yeah.
There's no way to hide it, especially at the age of fourth and fifth grade. Like you are becoming more aware about what's happening on around you, and you're missing all these other classes or the fun classes, the enrichment classes because of interventions and all that jazz.
Right.
But to have someone or have the entire school praise you and have your a picture of your poem on our social media, like that was just a very beautiful moment. I was so happy for her, and even like thinking about more ways now to have that happen in my class more specifically for her, but all kids, but specifically for her because I know her struggles. So yeah, and I know Portia your jam, so I had to tell you about that girl.
Oh, yes. That is so amazing. Like, you just reminded me of um, one of the students who she was super, super shy.
Mhm.
But in the middle school level, the eighth graders at the end of the year, they had a teacher that they would pick, and they would say a message at the end of the year. And this student in particular wrote me a poem at the graduation, and I like, I had to thug it out, no tears, but I was just like, oh my goodness, like to see her stand up in front of the entire school,
Mhm.
all those parents, because it was at the culmination ceremony. So
Mhm.
see her get up in front of people and speak, I was blown away.
Mhm.
And she said that I inspired her. Don't call me no fake thug, Brandy. I'm a thug out here in the streets.
Yeah. I feel you though. I feel you though. You gonna see me
Yeah,
cry.
I was just like, oh, thank
I
you.
girl. And it's definitely those moments of like what happens in our creative classrooms. That's why I like to call them our creative classrooms. It's magical. It's magical, and the arts doesn't get enough credit. We're the most disrespected content ever, right? No matter which arts sector you're teaching in, whether it's music, dance, theater, literacy, literature arts, right? Because that's an art form too. Media,
Right,
like there's so many different spaces and different realms that if we actually had a chance to really support students in that space, they would thrive in all the other spaces.
right. They really would. They really would, because I mean, there's so much math involved in reading music and being able to be on beat and get the time together. Like all of that is mathematical skills.
That part.
We're talking about enlarging an image. So we start off on a half sheet of paper, but now we about to make this 18 by 14. Now we're talking scale factor. Like there's so many things that are involved with art. It's not just some colors and some paper and call it a day. Like there's so much more to it. And
Right.
I wish the system would
On it.
agree and know that the facts are there. Like, stop fighting the facts and stop cutting the budget.
Yeah. Stop cutting us out. Like, stop. No, I definitely agree with that. I was going through some old notes earlier this week, and I had found this project from PD from a while back, where we was talking about creating sets with just paper. And it immediately made me think about math. Like when I was taking the PD, I wasn't thinking about math. I was thinking arts and crafts because like I love arts and crafts. Like, ooh, paper, cut, stuff like that. But when I put my educator hat on and not my student hat on, I was like, yo, how beneficial would this be if we were really to like make our little model with this paper and then transform it into like a shoebox and then a stage if we could, or had those type of resources and really like digging deep into the engineering aspect. Why? Because everybody's talking all things STEM,
Right.
but why can't we get the STEAM? Where the A at? Where the A at?
Where is the A? Steam. Steam that thing. Make it
Yes,
hot.
sting that thing. So, girl, yes, yes. So, my next question for you will be: did the art form? What is the art form that you absolutely adore? What's your favorite art form?
Ooh, that is a hard one for me to choose. But I would say my top two.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely poetry comes in at number one, because poetry
Mm-hmm.
is what got me through. Poetry is what sustained me and got me into womanhood, got me into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then a very close second is painting. I
Mm-hmm.
love painting. I love all things like abstract, really became something that I grew to love
Mm-hmm.
because it allowed me to release control. So I
Mm.
started doing
That's good.
abstract paint pours when I lost my mother.
Mm.
That was a very crazy point in time in my life, and I felt like I was losing control.
Mhm.
But at the same time, in that moment, I needed to start creating something that I didn't have to control.
Mm.
And so creating paint pours was such a therapeutic way for me to process what was going on. Because one,
Right.
there's no wrong way to make it. And I
True.
have this like perfectionist mindset. So, I'm
Mhm.
painting a realistic paint. And I'm like, oh, them eyes is off. I gotta switch it up a little bit. Like, all the tedious perfectionist nitpicky things that you do when you're creating a piece. But when you're talking about a paint pour, you just got to go with the flow. And that was something that I had to relearn in
Mm.
that moment in time, like just going with the flow. And so those are my top two at the
Mm.
moment. And then working with resin is a close third because I just love the creativity that comes with that.
Girl, yes, yes. I tried the resin thing and I was like, ooh, this took a lot of concentration that I
Yes, because listen, when I was still figuring it out, one, if you work with resin, please make sure you have your PPE because a lot of those YouTube tutorials on there, them people did not have no masks on. And I was sitting there working, and my homegirl hit me up. She said, excuse me, why you don't have a mask on? And I was like, what you mean? She said, do you want to die? Put a mask on. I said,
right?
oh, okay. And I did some research. I said, oh, it's a
Nobody's reading
whole
the back of the box.
PPE. Right.
Nobody's reading the back of the box. And that's
They
what
don't,
turned
they
me
don't
off. I was like, oh, I gotta get all muzzled up for this. Oh Lord, no, you can have that. I haven't even opened the thing. But thank you so much for like just sharing your story and my condolences to you. Definitely understand using what our gift for healing. Like that's why I'm like, we have
Yes.
to come back and talk about like using our gifts of arts and creativity for healing. Because when you
Yes.
first mentioned that a while back, I can't remember if it was at the conference or if I've heard you mention it before. It just resonated in my spirit. I too write poetry. It's been a while. I haven't had a chance to sit down and like really dig deep, but I realized that's when I write the most, when I'm in the space of needing healing or to release.
Yes.
Um, so
Yes.
yep, I'm in full agreement with you of just like, yeah, let's go write something. Like I think my first
Mhm.
poem I ever wrote was I was like 9. So I think I still got that little journal somewhere around here.
Look, them journals, that's what helped me put my book together. So I have a book,
Mhm,
it's a poetry collection called These Dry Bones. And
mhm,
it features poems that I was writing in 8th grade when I got introduced
mhm.
to this whole thing called poetry.
Right.
So I've got poems from middle school, from high school, and then into adulthood. So it just features and shows the evolution of my thought process and
Mm,
how I view the world. It shows the different spaces that I was in emotionally.
right.
And like that is something, being able to write, and I'm an advocate for journaling as well because you're able to go back and look back and see, okay, where was I? How have I
Mhm.
grown? What do I think differently now that I wasn't thinking back then? So it's just
Right.
write stuff down.
And
Write
I'm an
stuff.
advocate for that. Write stuff down. You never know what will be released in that. So I know that helped me a lot during COVID. I think I started getting back into the writing thing when COVID happened. Yes. And I saw B, she stated heart work with arts being
Yes,
capitalized. And yes,
that's
period.
the hard work. That's what I'm on. I'm definitely a, a advocate for hard work and making sure that we're doing the things that we need to do creatively to get
Yes.
this, to get all these emotions and things out of our system, because when we keep them locked in, that's when we have difficulty, that's when we're not able to function in the workplace or with other people. It's all about making sure what's going on inside is healed.
Nice. Girl, everything you just said. And Cassandra said, getting back into journaling as of 2 weeks ago. Congratulations, girl.
Yay!
Welcome back. Welcome back. Gotcha. So what I'm gonna do in this chat right here, because my girl said she got a whole book out. Y'all better go buy this book. I'm about to go buy it as soon as we get up off of here. So y'all want to see my credit card information. But make sure y'all hit that link in the chat and grab my girl's book, honey, because I got to get it. I got to get it. And we support our own, especially because they don't be want to pay us in these arts worlds, right?
Listen.
So let's support our own. That part. So, what would you tell your beginner artist self or beginner and hold on, not and beginner arts educator self? So, your art self,
Ooh.
your artist self, and educator self. I give you some time to think about it though.
My beginner artist self, I would say keep creating,
Mm,
because my beginner artist self was such a perfectionist. I would throw stuff away.
mm,
I would throw stuff away. I would ball it up, and I would just, oh, this ain't good. Comparison
mm.
is the thief of joy.
Woo.
So keep
One more
creating
time.
and
Say
stop
that one more time,
comparing
sis.
yourself.
Say that one more time, sis.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Well,
So don't compare yourself. To my beginning educator self, I would say you're making a difference,
mm,
and don't hold back the art from your kids.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Woo. That last one was a whole message. More about that one. Because I felt that hit me up in here. But why is that a piece of advice? Because that was big.
Which one? Don't hold back
Uh,
the art.
yeah, yeah. Don't hold back the art.
Don't hold back the art, because as a creative,
Hmm.
I kept trying to compartmentalize myself.
Mm,
And instead of just giving the kids my authentic creative self, I was trying to
mhm,
fit into the education box and the standards in what it is that seemed like was the correct professional thing to do,
mhm,
as opposed to just staying true to my self and what I
mhm,
was feeling I needed to do.
mhm.
So yeah, don't hold back the art,
Yes.
because I had all kind of projects that I wanted to do with them, and I was like, oh no, I
Right.
can't do that, and like, no, do it.
Right, right. That's what I thought you meant. Because I felt that so deeply when you mentioned it. Because I too did that, especially when I transitioned back into the dance world. I was trying to fit the mold of what all the things that I've learned by being a gen ed teacher, right? I'm like, okay, we got
Hmm.
standards and this, that, and other, which I do love my standards and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love them. But it was one of these things of I know I'm supposed as an educator, I'm supposed to teach this. Then as a dancer, I'm supposed to teach this. All things ballet, this, that, and the other. And if y'all on my page, y'all know I love ballet. I think it's a beautiful art form. However, I don't think it's the end all be all. That it's a lie. It's a lie. It's not
Listen.
the basis of dance. It's not. But we're not gonna go down that tangent today, okay? And so I did fall into that rabbit hole or that box, if you will, of I need to teach my kids about dance or about ballet. And I'm like, no, no. It was literally when COVID happened, I scrapped everything. Of course, one, I had no choice, right? I had no choice.
Right.
We was teaching virtually. Who got a ballet bar at the house? Not me. I should, but not me. And it's also an art form that I grew up doing. What came out of my body is what I saw at home with, my family at the cookouts. And you know how it is. Like
Right.
that, that was dance to me. It wasn't until I got into a different space where I learned that that wasn't deemed as dance. That
Right.
was just what you did at home with your parents. Ballet is dance. Jazz dance, that really ain't real jazz, but we ain't gonna get on that tangent either. Um, is is dance, right? Competition dance is dance, not what I was bringing to the table. So I held that back from my students of majorette. That's dance, especially down here in the South. Like,
Okay.
love us a good battle of the bands, bring it type thing. That's us down here in
Listen.
the South, right?
Listen.
So I love that you said that because I do think we as arts educators, specifically in the K-12 setting, oftentimes get wrapped up in fitting this mold that we were
Mm.
never meant to fit in. We were
Right.
never meant to be this creature of habit. Like we're the creatures of trying new things and being
Right.
risky.
Experimentation. That's us.
We were born this way. We were born this way. Oh my goodness. So would you say did the art form choose you? Any of the ones, or did you choose it?
No, I would definitely say they chose me
Mhm,
because I wasn't really thinking about them in that manner. Like writing has always been something that I was good at. Um,
mhm.
I had like awards in kindergarten for writing stories about time machines and all this other type of crazy stuff. But when I when I found poetry in that creative writing class in eighth grade, it's like
Mhm,
everything inside me lit up. It's like literally like the the title of my book, These Dry Bones, is that title for a reason because I felt like I was just existing. I felt like I was dead already, just going through the
mhm,
motions of life like a
mhm,
zombie. I would do everything that I knew I was supposed to do.
mhm,
I would show up every day. I would get the grades. I would do all the things that a good daughter is supposed to do. But I
mhm.
had all this stuff going on the inside of me that I had nobody to talk to about. I didn't know how to talk about it.
Right.
Um, and figuring out what the heck a metaphor was gave me the opportunity to talk
That part.
about something without talking about something. And I was
Right.
just like, whoa, what is this?
Right.
And I feel like it chose me.
Woo! When the arts and ELA collide, because come on, metaphor and poetry, don't play. Come on now. Come on now. All y'all Gen Ed people, y'all better holler at my girl. Because first of
Listen,
all, April is National Poetry Month.
it
Okay.
show is.
So tell me what you gonna do for it? Because I know poetry is your thing. What we doing for it? What is Arts Reach Consulting doing for April Poetry Month?
Listen, for National Poetry Month, Arts Reach Consulting is starting a poetry program called the Heartport Program for the youth, actually. So, all y'all with your kids who are looking for a way to get them to express themselves creatively, y'all make sure you go to my page. Make sure I get your email addresses so you can get the date when it drops. So make
Mhm.
sure y'all go ahead and send me your email addresses so you can get the date when this drops. It's going to be a 12-week program that is starting during National Poetry Month, ends with a culminating event. And I'm just so excited to be able to help these kids be able to express themselves with this heart pour.
Yes. Like I'm excited. Can I do it too?
We'll have one for adults separately.
Okay. I'm already following you, so I'm gonna be like, oh yes. Yes, that is amazing. And one reason why I asked that is I realized that the creative spaces stop happening for adults.
They do.
And it
They
sucks.
really do.
It's just
And
mhm,
it doesn't need to be that way. That's why one of the things that I love to do is host a monthly paint and poetry night.
mm,
I do paint and poetry. It's a paint and sip with a poetic twist, you know. And adults also need that creative space. We have
mhm.
so much going on in our lives. We have so like adulting is hard sometimes, you know?
Okay.
So adults need space where they can unwind, where they can release, where they can get things going as well. So I definitely think that adults need that space. And I love being able to create that space for individuals as well.
Are those only in person, the adult ones? I know you're talking about
No,
kids.
they are also virtual. So, let me go ahead and let me get these links for
Yeah,
y'all. These links
drop
for
these
y'all.
links, girl.
Here
Yes.
we go.
Let me know in the comments, the chat, how y'all feeling about all this with our special guest, Miss Estee. Let us know. Put us a heart in the chat, in the comments, because my girl out here doing her thing. She out here doing her thing. I'm so excited and so proud. Proud of you. One, I know you were new to the consulting world, these consulting streets, and I think it's absolutely amazing that us as arts educators are popping out and showing our greatness. So tell
Yes.
us what made you decide to start your consulting firm after being in education, having your own adventure and journey with arts as an artist. What made you decide to do it as a business?
So, what made me decide to do it as a business really, I knew being in the classroom was no longer the space that I needed to be in.
Mhm.
So, figuring out what was my next move, I wasn't quite sure, but when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So,
Amen.
as I was in the middle of trying to figure out what my next move was going to be, I came across the Educators Moving On Network, and
Iman.
it was just like, everything just it felt aligned, and it felt like that's where I needed to be. So, yeah,
Iman
it made
squad.
sense. It made sense.
Yes, yes, yes. I am excited to be a part of the network with you. Just
Yes.
seeing the beauty that you bring to the space, to the network, to the children that will, enjoy your expertise, the teachers that will enjoy your expertise, like, because, us arts educators, we don't get PDs. So,
Okay.
and if we do, they're not by fellow or former arts educators. There's
No,
always somebody who ain't never did this, ain't never taught
don't
day in
really
their life,
know what they're talking about.
don't know what
They're
they're
giving
talking
us theory of things that they have never actually tried.
about.
So, yes,
That
I
part.
definitely understand.
That part. So it's just beautiful to have people that have done the work go back and do the work, but in a different manner. Yes, ma'am. So Sapient Consulting Services, which is Alicia, said, what are the dates?
Oh, yes. So the dates for the arts classes, they will be launching April 18th. So on April 18th, they will be there. Be sure to be following my page so that you can get the actual sign up link when it is ready. 'Cause it is in the works. We got some back end things to continue to work out. But once those back end things are completed, we'll have it ready for you to sign up.
Gotcha. Well, we're not gonna hold you for too much longer, Miss Estee, because I know you got some beautiful things going on out there in sunny California.
This California weather has been playing games with people. But it's been nice this weekend, so I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain at all. But look, California needs to get some act right.
Girl,
It's
Tennessee.
sunny, California.
Yes, it was like 30 degrees earlier this week, and I'm like, wait, what happened? It's spring. Oh, okay. We're fighting whether it's gonna be winter or spring right now. I don't know.
Right. It just what is going on? Come on
Yeah,
now, California.
yes, because I heard about y'all having a blizzard out there.
Listen, somebody sent me something. There was a what's that thing called? A tornado in California. California don't have tornadoes. There was a tornado in California in Montebello. I said, "This, what is going on? Jesus, is you coming back? Can you like what's happening? What's going on?"
And I thought our weather was strange. Oh my gosh, no. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let
no,
y'all have that over there.
California had a tornado. Like what? Mm-mm.
Well, y'all got me when y'all was having snow, and I was like, wait, that doesn't happen in California,
Right, because why are we having snow in California?
right?
And it's like poor Big Bear. State of emergency. People couldn't leave the mountain. Couldn't get to the grocery store. Like nothing. Just all the
Mm,
snow.
I
Mm-mm.
can only imagine, just because I know here in Tennessee, and we're going off on a tangent for a minute there, but I know here in Tennessee, we don't normally have snow a lot. It may happen once a year. Usually it's ice. And we are not prepared for that type of things. And we do get snow. I can only imagine back in California, like y'all was not prepared for that.
No, we were not prepared. Not prepared at all.
No
Not prepared
snowmobiles,
at
no
all.
nothing, no sanding, because that's not what y'all normally get. That's just really
Mm.
interesting. It's weather here, honey. Yes, I'm gonna drop these links in the chat, y'all. Again, don't forget to get her book. I'm gonna pop that back up again. Make sure you hit her
Yeah.
website.
If you are looking for ways to optimize your space with color, I have a color guide using color
Mhm.
psychology to, get your feng shui together. So that is available on estmarie.com. You can go ahead and cop that, figure out what looks you need for your walls, your throw accent pillows, just things to help you set the mood. Because if the mood is set right, you'll be able to be more clear in your thinking and in your creativity and all those things. So I'll let you know what all the colors mean, and you can make your choices accordingly.
Come on, vibe. Come on, vibe. See, I'm gonna go on over there too. Cause yes, I told y'all don't look at my back side office here because we gotta, get some coordination going on
All right,
this
right.
summer. But
You'll know
yeah,
what colors to drop in there to help set the mood that you want.
that part. Because right now I do not like pink like that, but pink has been calling me in yellow. I don't know why those two colors have been going together, but we're gonna roll with it and see what comes of it.
I love.
Yes, yes. Well, where can they find you other than your website? I think I got the right handle. Let me know.
Yeah, so they can find me on Arts Reach Consulting. That's arts.reach.consulting. They can find me pretty much Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the socials. You can find me on Estee Marie or E.Marie. That is ED0TMARIE. Those are I'm there on all platforms, Pinterest, YouTube, all the things. You can find me there. If you are looking for someone to bring some poetry to your classrooms during National Poetry Month, holla at your girl. I've got you covered because these kids need to see writers that look like them. No knock on Shakespeare and all the things, but let's show our students living writers who look like them.
Agree.
I think that's important. I think it's important. Representation matters. So
Amen to that.
listen, representation matters. So if you are an educator, you're looking for some sort of poetry workshop to do during National Poetry Month, holla at me. I got you. We'll be.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, we thank you so much, Miss Estee, for spending time with us. We're gonna do this again because yeah, we had a lot to talk about. I wrote some notes down on my paper.
Oh
Um,
yes, I will be back.
for us to enjoy soon. Thank you for blessing us with your creativity, your bright energy, your expertise, your genius, your brilliance. We love you here at the Cultivated Squad.
Yes, we love the Cultivated Squad. I'm so excited.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I have only one more announcement. Y'all probably been seeing what's been popping off over here in good old cultivated land. We do have a webinar coming on up. Okay,
Okay.
because just like I didn't know anything back in my earlier years of arts education or just education in that manner, the end of the school year started to like drive me bonkers. Okay. And no
Listen.
one told me that there were different strategies that I can do to survive, to keep myself motivated and my students motivated. Because we know what comes up the end of the school year celebrations and the standardized tests, which we're prepping for now in my school. Yeah, there are strategies to survive, this end of the school year blues, the demands, the organization to set you up for success for next year. So make sure y'all tune in, sign up, link in bio, April 15th at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Got to make sure I'm saying that Central Standard Time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know. We all in different time zones.
All
Let
the
them
different
know.
time zones. Yes. So make sure you come on so you can learn how to prioritize, create, and find some self-care to power you through the end of your school year. Link in bio.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna head on out. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you everybody who tuned in for joining us as well. Make sure you hear all of her spots websites. EstieMarie.com is one. Then you
Yeah.
have her two
There you
Instagrams.
can find everything else.
E.Marie and then Arts Reach Consulting, arts.reach.consulting. And if you're here, you already know who I am and where I am. I am Tangeray Porter, CEO of Cultivated Connections Design and Consulting, where we help you cultivate healing, social awareness, and education through the arts. Brr, 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 brr. See you at the webinar. Peace.